which is selectively forgetting the past. Normally you may find, at least we also found very difficult with the senior colleagues, senior team members. Because I had a team comprising of 3 of my deans who taught me as a student in the same business school way back in 91, they were my deans. So when they are age-wise 10, 15 years senior to you, 20 years senior to you, it is not easy. However, you tell your teacher that, boss, this is not the way, this is the way. But still, I'm sure one has to learn the tricks of the trade. And in that, you're going to find, because sometimes, even for us also, we can't forget our past very easily. We also bank on, relied upon even our laurels of the past because it worked well at that point in time, not necessarily it will work today. So somewhere disrupting our own thought process is must. And I'm sure, I think this is the second box is the most difficult. Second box is most difficult for achieving future. I mean, to create the future is still, I'll say, quite simpler, but second box is absolutely very challenging for us to look into it. And as we always say, maybe as Nanda Gopalji very strongly mentioned about leadership is one of the very core fabric. Where leader leads, follower follows. And leadership is always on the line of fire. It's like in gymnastics we speak about being on the balancing beam. One side you are going to be success, other side is failure. So from that point of view, you really find that creating the future and all 3 boxes are very, very critical. So I'll take you to the next, wherein we actually played our role. This is our own experimentation, what we did, be it Mumbai, Bangalore or other places, whatever experience which I had. So when we speak about vision and strategy, when we speaking about strategy board or leadership, so this really starts from your top management. As Nanda Gopalji mentioned about their top management was very, very value-driven, system-driven, I'm sure, those days. Not today, I believe you mentioned 1924 or 26, right? 1924. My trust was founded in 1888 by 3 teachers. And it was, SP Mandal is my trust, Shikshan Prasarak Mandali, Pune, hardcore from Pune, and inspired those days by none other than Bal Gangadhar Tilak, the freedom fighter. And 4 primary teachers starting a college or school those days, primary school, is very, very rarely heard of. We know real estate people do it, we know industrialists doing it, but teachers were encouraged. So that past, that legacy also inspired you quite a bit. When I heard for the first time and when we think about it, oh, it's awesome. It's really outstanding. And this trust manages 43 schools and colleges. In Mumbai, you will find our own Ruya College, which is #1 in science, arts. Mumbai, again, we have our own Poddar College. Again, in the same kind of league, 1937, 1941, Wellinger in 1977. Where business school is that way relatively new. It is none of the business schools you will find so easy. But you will really find the top management's role is very, very critical even for the leader. I may be a leader for my institution. I may be a part of the top management as well. Maybe if there is structure goes like that. I'm definitely, in my case, we are managing council, industry board. But yes, making them aware of what is the realities in the marketplace. Sometimes they may not be aware of what is happening in the world. Because they may be coming from different spheres. They may be with industry background. My current chairman is a advocate, S.K. Jain sir is a lawyer, senior counsel, 70 plus. My vice chairman is Chitray sir. Chitray Sweets, I'm sure, needs no introduction in India or even abroad. His father was 95 when I worked with him as well. So likewise, they may be in different areas of operations. But we need to give them exposure. We need to show them what is there, maybe in the country, what is best, what is there best in the world. At the same time, you need to give exposure to your own faculties, your own students, your own even non-teaching staff as well. A lot of time we ignore non-teaching staff, but that staff is also very important. So at least my take is that really translates people to give you support phenomenally well. I took to my team to Stanford, to Harvard, to Wharton, way back. And that made a difference. I made it a point to actually, once upon a time at 2010, I took my education minister to Harvard for 3 days. And to show him that what Harvard is made up of. If they have $36 billion kind of reserves and surplus, what are it calls for? They have 400 different instruments, kind of 10,000 instruments, 400 people managing that kind of endowment. See, when they see that kind of institutions of prestige institution comes again and again, our kind of lingo. We are run through Upender ji and a lot of team members are from prestige. But believe me, that keys, you get a tremendous support when you try to do that. You, first of all, you learn on your own, plus you try to do something which is kind of social contribution for educating, not necessarily the people of your stature, but even people at a higher level, and in a humble manner. So this first part which you speak about is very important, because that builds the vision community. When we're speaking about vision community, this vision community is comprising very clearly of your top management, your multiple institution leaders, your own institution also, and even I find when we shown to our education minister those days, oh, he was extremely positive. And I'm sure Levi sir is aware of, in fact, and those kind of people. In policy making also, then they'll be very open for the state's policy making minimum, national as well. That's the way we made an attempt to do it, to create that kind of leadership. We also made it a point that all Vice Chancellors of Maharashtra, can they get exposure in Harvard University altogether for about a week on the topic of universities of 21st century. And that is, actually if you do that, first of all, you tend to learn so much. You yourself get a recognition because you showcase your talent, your qualities in a humble manner. You need not to kind of, boast about it. But yes, that helps. So this aspect of vision and strategy is very, very powerful. The power of vision, in case if you haven't seen the video of Joel Barker, actually a couple of videos I had in mind, but then I thought it will be too much for just one presentation. But you should go to Joel Barker's power of vision. In fact, the quote of that Joel Barker, who's been termed as a futurist, is very powerful. The vision without action is merely a dream. Vision without action is merely a dream. Action without vision, just passing a time. But vision with action, you can change the world. So action, vision, both are kind of complementary to each other. If you are going to only speak about it, but you are not going to execute, then the power of ideas are very powerful. But it doesn't carry any meaning unless until we take it to the execution level. So I think this aspect is extremely important. And parallelly, I made an attempt to convey to my management all the time, and always to even my AIMS presidents all the time, that we must invest before to get the returns on investment. Our philosophy always is IBR is greater than ROI, investment before returns. Significance of investment before returns is greater than ROI. Time and again. I am referring to not a small tenure. I am referring to tenure, at least I took over as very, very kind of encouraging way. Nandagopal ji told me that, you are one of the longest serving director, 23 years in one institution. So probably he wished to retire me by giving lifetime achievement award now. I have still age on my side, sir, but yes, 2-3 years I should.
We don't want to take you.
No, on the lighter note. But yes, I think somewhere, we should keep that in mind. The aspect of resources, the aspect of developing, creating favorable climate for experimentation. Just mark my word, experimentation works is our theme, very clearly. And not once, twice, year on year, be it product, be it process, be it kind of experience. And I've experimented substantially in last 23 years in leadership role, and even prior to that 5 years. So I'll say that is absolutely, and developing our own tolerance for failure. We must keep in mind, if you're in the market, nothing is licensed or nothing is licensed to guarantee success. Never it works. But what we should enjoy, at least I have tried, I have experimented, believe me. If you give that kind of autonomy to your team and maybe you get from the top, it's outstanding. I think you should do that. And next one is again very important, mental model when we speak about it. This aspect, like different mental models or different mental lenses, is like rewriting the rules of the game. It's totally like new thinking altogether. When we were in the quadrant, if you consider one kind of axis is opportunities, the other axis is risk. Normally, any business school in the university setup is in the axis which is the low risk and low opportunity. We always used to have one program of the University of Mumbai, MMS program. So just one batch of 60. That hardly any kind of, you can't increase fees easily because you have fee fixation committees, you have intake fixed, everything is fixed. With that kind of thought process, do you think anybody can build the institution? But then what we thought, definitely from the year one itself, that moving from that third quadrant to first quadrant, which is a high risk and high opportunity. And we thought, let's explore in the market when we are talking about outside in. What the market needs? What kind of trends are likely to hit the market so that the market Means companies or industry may require that kind of talent. Like way back in 2001, there was a dot-com burst in